Hello, beautiful souls. I'm sure you've heard of the term, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, for spirituality, an intention a day keeps the low vibes away. Setting an intention every day, just one intention, is so powerful, so helpful in staying high, staying at a high frequency, and getting even higher every day. When we set an intention, we can actually choose the intention based on what we need most in that day, or what we feel we need most in the next step for our soul's journey, our soul's growth. When we actually set an intention, it's more concrete, right? It's more actually out there in the world than if we think, okay, I need to be more loving, or I need to be more present. If we just think the thing, it doesn't have the same power as when we either speak it or write it. I choose to write an intention every day in the journal when I journal in the morning. And this is so powerful because when you actually write it out, you're actually putting out that vibration, that frequency physically into the world. The same if you speak it too. I think that speaking it can be just as powerful, but I like to journal because it's actually physical and I can look back and it just helps me remember the intention more. I talked about this in a previous video. One of the most powerful intentions that I've found is today I'm going to stay present through my breath, through the power of my breath. And setting this intention, it's been like just so game-changing for me. Because I knew I always had to work on staying present, being more present, because throughout my childhood, it was the opposite of what I did. I escaped everything through video games and, dissociation and everything. So it's a huge thing that I need to work on. So setting the intention, it just boosts the progress of what you are wanting to focus on or progress or need help with in the day. When we actually set the intention and actually put our energy into it, our frequency, and actually write it or speak it, it's easier to remember. It's really a lot easier to remember than if we just think, I have to do this, or okay, I need to be kinder to this specific person, or I need to meet this specific person with more compassion. When it's actually written down and we speak it, it's like that frequency is out in the world now, and it's anchored for us, rather than a loose thought or something, just floating around. And when we do the same, the intention, when we set an intention a day, it keeps the low vibes away. Because we're starting our day with the idea that we're going to be growing and evolving. When we set an intention that's going to help us, that's going to be one of the focuses of the day. So we're aligning with things that are already tuned to our growth. If we don't set an intention, or we forget to, then it's kind of like the day's subject to, it might be easier to fall into a bad kind of situation, or a bad habit, or it might not go as well as it would have if an intention was set. I notice this sometimes when I don't journal in the morning. The day's a little more shaky, I'm not as stable, I'm not as grounded. So setting an intention a day is actually a really grounding thing to do. The framework I usually use is my intention for today. Like I write this in my journal. I say, my intention for today is, and then whatever my intention is. So today I wrote, my intention for today is to stay present through my breath. I'm pretty sure that's the one I use today. It's the one I use a lot, just because it's so helpful for me. Another one I use is, my intention for today is to choose love. That's really powerful. Choosing love over fear is like just so important in this spiritual journey. Also, another one is, my intention for today is to choose healing. Because oftentimes it's easy to run from healing because it's a scary thing when we've been living in the familiar trauma and dysfunction for a while. We need to set these intentions that we know we will resist on this journey. A lot of these intentions are easier said than done, right? So when we actually concrete the intention into the world, into the physical plane, it just, it becomes reality a lot quicker. It's like manifestation, the whole manifestation community. They write stuff down and they think about it and they speak it out loud because it helps things come into fruition quicker. It helps things come into reality quicker because the consciousness is focusing on that and actually is creating whatever is being manifested. So it's similar to manifestation in a way that setting an intention, this super, super powerful practice. Setting an intention a day, it keeps the low vibes away because we're orienting to our growth. We're setting up the day for growth. And growth is a naturally a higher frequency thing. A lighter, less dense frequency. Decay is kind of, or stagnation is kind of more dense, a more dense vibration, more dense frequency. So it keeps the low vibes away when we're just focusing on and attuning to our growth as souls on this beautiful spiritual journey. So I hope this helps.